Most people think the rich have some kind of secret formula, something hidden that the rest of us can't access. But here's the truth. The wealthy don't rely on magic. They rely on a set of simple, powerful strategies that most Americans either ignore or never learn. And today I'm breaking down the 7 secret wealth-building strategies the rich don't want you to know. Let's start with the first 2 because they form the foundation of financial freedom. Strategy number 1, own assets, not liabilities. This one rule separates the rich from everyone else. The wealthy spend money on things that put cash in their pocket, like real estate, businesses, or investments. Average people, on the other hand, chase cars, gadgets, and luxury toys that lose value the second they're bought. Think about it. A $50,000 car loses half its value in just a few years, while that same $50,000 invested in real estate or index funds could double or triple over time. The rich know the game of money is about ownership. If you don't own, you get owned. Strategy number 2, make money work 24/7. Here's another big difference. The poor trade hours for dollars. The wealthy invest in systems that pay them even while they sleep. That could be dividend-paying stocks, rental properties, or businesses that generate passive income. Money doesn't get tired. It doesn't sleep. And when you put it to work, it quietly compounds day after day. That's why the rich get richer. Not because of luck, but because their money is always on the clock. If you want to build wealth, you've got to flip your mindset. Stop asking, how can I earn more hours? And start asking, how can I make my money work harder than I do? Now that we've covered assets and making money work around the clock, let's move into 2 more secrets the wealthy rely on. How they use debt and how they protect themselves with multiple streams of income. Strategy number 3, leverage debt the smart way. For most people, debt is a dirty word. They see it as something to avoid at all costs, but here's the twist. The rich actually use debt as a weapon. The difference is they only use what we call good debt. That's debt tied to income-producing assets. For example, a mortgage on a rental property that pays for itself through rent, or a business loan that fuels expansion and brings in more revenue. Poor debt is when you borrow for cars, clothes, or vacations, things that only drain money. The wealthy know that money is cheap when used correctly, and they let the bank's money build their fortune instead of only relying on their own. Strategy number 4, multiple streams of income. This one's huge. Relying on one paycheck is risky, and the rich know it. They never depend on a single employer, a single client, or a single source of cash. Instead, they build 3, 4, even 5 income streams. That could be a primary business, stock dividends, real estate, royalties, or side ventures. Think about it. If one stream dries up, they still have others flowing. Meanwhile, most Americans live on one paycheck. If that stops, everything collapses. Diversification isn't just for investments, it's for income too. And that's why wealthy people always have a backup plan built right into their lifestyle. The takeaway: don't fear debt, learn to use it. And don't stop at one source of income. Build multiple streams that protect you and keep money flowing no matter what. So far, we've covered assets, passive income, smart debt, and multiple income streams. Now let's dig into 2 habits that completely separate the wealthy from everyone else. How they handle money the moment it comes in, and how they think about time. Strategy number 5, pay themselves first. Most Americans make the same mistake. They pay bills first, taxes second, and then if anything is left, they save or invest. But by then, there's usually nothing left. The wealthy flip that script. They pay themselves first. Before a single dollar goes to rent, utilities, or taxes, a set percentage is automatically invested or saved. This habit forces wealth building because money never even touches the spending pile. Whether it's 10%, 20%, or more, that portion is locked into investments before lifestyle spending ever happens. Over years, this small shift compounds into massive results. It's not about how much you make, it's about making sure you keep and grow a chunk of it every single month. Strategy number 6, long-term thinking. Here's another major difference. The rich aren't obsessed with short-term wins. They don't panic over a bad quarter in the stock market or chase every new shiny opportunity. Instead, they build 5-year, 10-year, even 20-year wealth plans. That's why they can stay calm during recessions and downturns, because their horizon is bigger than the short-term noise. Average people look for instant gratification. Wealthy people look for the delayed rewards. They understand compounding takes time, and they're patient enough to let it work. This mindset, choosing long-term stability over short-term thrills, is one of the most powerful wealth-building secrets out there. Bottom line, treat investing and saving as non-negotiable and always keep your eyes on the big picture. Strategy number 7, network, net worth. There's an old saying, show me your friends and I'll show you your future. Wealthy people live by this. They understand that success is rarely a solo game. Who you spend time with influences how you think, what opportunities you see, and how far you can go. Rich people surround themselves with mentors, partners, and high-level thinkers. They actively seek out rooms where they're not the smartest person, because that's where growth happens. If they want to learn real estate, they network with top investors. If they're building a company, they spend time with entrepreneurs who've already scaled businesses. Every connection can open doors to new ideas, capital, or partnerships. Meanwhile, the average person often stays stuck in circles where money is seen as scarce, risky, or unattainable. That environment shapes beliefs, and beliefs shape actions. The wealthy know they can't afford that kind of limitation. Think about it like this. If your 5 closest friends are disciplined, ambitious, and financially smart, it's nearly impossible for you to stay broke. You'll naturally absorb their habits, conversations, and mindset. That's why the rich are so intentional about relationships. They know your circle is your shortcut. But this isn't just about using people, it's about adding value too. The wealthy don't only ask, what can I get? They ask, what can I give? Building authentic win-win relationships is how they create powerful networks that last decades. So if you want to build wealth, start with your circle. Audit your environment. Who challenges you to grow? Who drains your ambition? Replace time with the wrong crowd by finding communities that inspire you. So let's pull it all together. The wealthy aren't playing a different game because of luck or magic. They're following principles that anyone can learn and apply. They own assets, not liabilities. They make money work around the clock through investments. They use good debt strategically instead of fearing all debt. They build multiple streams of income so they're never reliant on one paycheck. They pay themselves first, making investing a priority before bills or lifestyle spending. They think long-term, focusing on decades, not days. And finally, they know that networks color net worth, surrounding themselves with people who lift them higher. None of these strategies are complicated. They don't require a finance degree, a $1 million inheritance, or a lottery win. What they do require is discipline, patience, and intentional action. And that's why most people ignore them, because they'd rather look for shortcuts. But shortcuts rarely build lasting wealth. Systems do. Now, here's the big question of, are you going to let these strategies stay as secrets, or are you ready to put them into action? Because the only difference between where you are today and where the wealthy are is how consistently you apply these habits. The truth is, even implementing just 2 or 3 of these strategies will dramatically change your financial future. Imagine what happens if you commit to all 7. So here's your call to action. Start today. Don't wait for the perfect time or a bigger paycheck. Wealth is built by small, consistent moves that compound over years. Apply one strategy this week, add another next month. Build momentum. And if this breakdown gave you clarity, make sure to hit that like button, share this with someone who needs it, and subscribe for more real, no-fluff wealth-building strategies. Because remember, the rich aren't keeping secrets. They're just disciplined enough to use them.